I mean, Jumpy's only going to be, he's going to have his hands tied with the coaching changes anyway. But that does hint at what is coming up next, guys. Our first matchup does feature the new Fnatic roster, which I think we have talked about, but we'll continue to expand upon. And then we do have G2 as well. This time we do see Body, RPK, Scream, Shocks, and Smiths. You know the boys for there. But it's probably worth actually walking through the Fnatic roster. It's Dennis, Lekro, Olaf, Twist, and Wenton. And I think the Twist storyline is where I would like to start us off here, Yanko, because he was a name that was, you know, he was a whisper on analysts' desks as a force to be reckoned with, however, never quite at the highest echelon of CSGO. Could you perhaps tell his story better than I?
Yeah, well, we've seen glimpses of his play in some of the Swedish teams like Lemon Dogs, here and there LGB for a time, right? And he has proven to be an extremely skilled and talented player, right? But he never played for a tier 1 team in the Swedish scene. While we've heard rumors that he got an offer from NIP to play for them, he declined that offer, which is pretty, you know, strange for someone. But, you know, there was always a philosophy that he wanted to play with people that he enjoyed playing with and all of that jazz. So finally in Godsend, we got to see him play in a more competitive team, and now he made the switch to Fnatic, and now is finally where after a long time we can really say that Twist is playing for a tier 1 team and we can see him on a big stage.
And that's just going to be exciting for every CSGO fan. Do you think there's merit to that, Lauren? You know, I want to play with people I'm friendly with as opposed to playing with the best players from my region. Do you think there is, you know, is a discussion to be had there?
I think it's pretty clear logic. You spend a lot of hours of the day with these people. You practice with them, you go to events with them. Sure, you may not be best of friends, but you want to be playing with the people that you want to spend time with of some degree, that you respect as you know, as a teammate. I'm not saying he doesn't respect NIP, but you know what I mean, as that kind of friendship level. Sometimes you might just have to bite the bullet and get over it, though, because how many options or how many opportunities will a player get to, you know, join NIP, for example? You know, you weigh up your options. If you had, okay, maybe I could get into this Fnatic lineup, or maybe I could get to NIP, but I'd maybe get on better with these guys more. So, you know, you weigh up your options, and clearly you made the right one that he feels is best for him.
I think it's an intriguing debate to have. I mean, I think, Yanko, I don't know if I should say this. We had a conversation, you were like, I've never been 100% happy with my teammates. You know, that's something you said to me.
Who has?
Right, exactly. And so Twist probably has just a little bit picky, perhaps, is a way to describe it.
Maybe just that in his situation, it was a bit weird in a sense that it's not like he's been playing for an amazing team and everything, so now he's just going to lay low and an offer is going to come up. He was still a young and up-and-coming player in that sense, right? So to pass up a you know, offer from NIP, that's not something that goes along very often. And after that, we haven't seen him for a long time, almost a year. I mean, we've seen glimpses here and there, but not really consistently playing for a tier 1 team.
And I think if you can kind of operate in a team within a certain area with the people you like, you're fine. And I know it sounds weird, but if you get the people that you kind of rifle with, play sites with, you're more often kind of having to work with, you can kind of work around that. Because as Yanko said, and I think anyone who's ever been in a competitive team will have this feeling that you don't love everyone you play with. You just kind of go, they're talented, they're good players, and they do what we need for the team.
If
it
only.
doesn't... Tomsky is my go-to, but no one's gonna remember that. But yeah,
I do.
There's always one, but there is always, you know, those sort of things in the team. But you just deal with it, you get over it, and you play the game you like. And if you find a better replacement, thank God.
I wouldn't, you know, hold him so strongly for those words. Like, I wanted to play with friends. I think that's maybe too strong of a statement. I feel it's more like that there were reasons why he didn't want to accept offers. So then it's like I wouldn't assume it's like, oh, I want to play with the friends from my neighborhood, the guys that I played like CS, that I played pugs with all life. I don't think it was that. I just think that he was a bit picky, as you said, in the type of environment he wanted to play in. And he chose environment over maybe opportunity, so to speak.
I couldn't have done it better myself. Once again, Yanko is good at his job. We get to give... it just keeps happening.
Why do you keep being surprised by this?
I'm no longer surprised.
God, Yanko's diligent.
What is this sorcery?
I'm no longer surprised. No, it's just like, oh, I always sit there and go, that's a bloody good point. And I'm learning things on this desk, as you are as well at home. Do let us know if you're enjoying yourself or not. Hit us up with the hashtag ESL Pro League. And what are your expectations for this game? I mean, you've got the likes of Fnatic going up against G2. What have we seen from Fnatic as a kind of a test? I mean, I'm trying to think results-wise. What have we actually seen from this new Fnatic roster?
They only beat Mousesports 2-0.
Is that all we've seen from them?
And that's it.
Have there been other games off air? No, just Mousesports. You're right. Okay, so we've basically seen 2 maps from this new roster.
I mean, fortunately for them, they're playing the same 2 maps again. So, from what I know, they are, you know, it's not like the old Fnatic where they need to play all of them, where they can play all of the maps. So this is a completely new team, a new in-game leader as well. So they need to, you know, work around their map pool again. So getting to play the same maps as they could the first time around is definitely going to benefit them.
It's going to be intriguing to see how far this goes. I mean, starting off with a win against Mouse Sports I mean, that's pretty good, a good starting result. I mean, they haven't conceded a loss yet with this roster.
No, of course, it must be great for their confidence, and you're going to see, like, the one thing I want to see is players who've been to, you know, the highest echelons, you know, Olaf Miters, having to start again to a degree. This Fnatic lineup is incredibly competent. There's no one just, you know, saying that they're not. But it's nice to see maybe what could happen when you add in motivation to rebuild on top of an incredibly talented player. He's already providing, you know, some brilliant form. He came back in off that injury not too long ago. He's still, you know, working his way back through it as well. But it's good to see people being motivated again and giving players, you know, reasons to be motivated and go, all right, we've got new teammates here. I can find a new way of playing, find new enjoyment factors. Because, you know, when you play this game every single day of your life, even if it is for money, you will eventually get ground down by it. So it could be a nice opportunity for him and Dennis to, you know, rebuild it a little.
And that's the name. Perfect. Perfect segue into where I was taking this next.
So nice today, Alex. You're just giving compliments around.
You guys are just great. Let's talk a little bit about Dennis then, because he has been... I just recently watched a YouTube clip of like all of Dennis' best pistol rounds. I think ESL tweeted it out.
It's kind of obscene, isn't it?
Right, like other examples of someone who is such a specialist. Like we always, you know, I remember talking for a while. I was like Edward's pistol rounds and blah blah blah.
Forest,
well, exactly. Yeah. But I still feel like Dennis is a front runner. Like he is head and shoulders above the rest to be so good at one particular round, one particular style of gameplay.
I think he's just being more consistent at being good in pistol rounds than some of the other players. There are a lot of players who are good with pistols. It's just that it seems like Dennis does it every single time, every single round. Dennis pops out 3 headshots in a round, and that has a, you know, a factor, a psychological factor to your opponents, right? Because you're playing against him as the T-side pistol, and you know that he's gonna be aggressive somewhere. So maybe, you know, switching your strat, going a bit slower, trying to double team him or something. I think it's come to a point where it affects how teams play against Fnatic because of it.
And that's such a weird topic as well. As do teams change too much how they approach it? Do they step away from what they're meant to be doing? You start second guessing yourself, going, if he just jiggle peeks this corner, I'm absolutely screwed. Yeah. So should I just try and offset the timing? Then do you like offset the whole timing of the piece you're meant to build up? Like those.
Or he gets one kill and you're like, I can't peek that. Yeah. I'm not re-peeking. No.
Yeah, exactly. You just leave your teammate dead on the floor. It's like, well, we didn't trade. Whoops. It is quite an interesting factor of, you know, the kind of be it like a fear of a nade thing or fear of a player where you change your whole game plan or how you approach a certain aspect because of one mental block. But then again, it is Dennis. He is proven to be able to go off like this. So it's that balance you have to strike.
That can happen, but in my opinion, that's completely wrong. You should never adjust your game because you're afraid of one player. You think, oh, but if we go there, Dennis is there, he's going to get 3 catch. You should never avoid players because of that reason. Only if you think that they're maybe stacked there or that tactically it would be a good decision to avoid the spot where he's playing.
But do you think it happens?
Of the player himself.
But do you think it happens at the top tier of SCS?
I think it happens every now and then, but I don't think it's between tier 1 teams. I don't think that's that big of a problem.
But if Kenny's going off and they're like, well, he's playing CT a lot, should we try a mid-take?
It depends on in-game. You have people who believe that if they're losing and if one opposing player is on fire, that you should just avoid him. But I was never thinking like that, because then you're limiting your options and you're forcing yourself to play somewhere where it might not be ideally to play tactically.
Sometimes it's best just to play your own game.
You should,
like even if you do start getting picked apart, there's ways to cut off people other than just avoiding them, and CS is such a great example of allowing that as just a game generically across the board. There's so much utility that other games don't have, and it doesn't have the playability that CS does, when you can actually just play off a player until eventually you might have to hold that 3v3 retake on a site. That's when maybe you'll start feeling that real brunt.
Right. With all of this said, we have actually kind of got a little bit sidetracked, and it has been a lovely adventure.
It's been nice.
Prediction times. Back onto topic just for a moment, because I think the game's almost ready to go.
Well, I'm really interested to see which team is going to master jump shooting better now. The 100%
That's a debate
accuracy.
Since
we're going to play Dust2, which of course has the A sites and everything, so I'm going to go with Fnatic.
And really quickly, Fnatic. Okay, 2 for Fnatic. Let's head over to your casters. I think they're already in game. Oh my God, run, go.
We're not in game, Alex. It's fine. It's all fine. How's it going, Alex? How are you doing?
I'm all right. Yeah.
Looking forward to some cash tonight. I saw your tweet.
Yeah. I'm probably going to shoot myself, but it's fine. I won't do it on camera.
Good.
So.
Okay.
And I'll use the silencer, which is super loud, but you won't hear me because that's Valve logic.
Fair enough. Well then, first game, Dust2, GT versus Fnatic.
Sorry, did you say cash?
No, Dust2 first. Can warm you up. Don't bet Dust2, then we'll go 3 sets of cash.
The other map I don't like. Actually, I like cash, but I think Dust. Let me ask you this: aesthetically,
go on.
What's the worst map in Counter-Strike?
Well, by the way it looks.
Yeah.
So purely based on that.
Yeah.
I haven't really ever thought about it. I guess for me, Train. I think it's quite bland. And like
See, I like the different colors. I think Dust2 is the most basic and boring-looking map.
It depends. If you get your digital vibrance on 100%, that is a glowing,
So
glowing
if you put on your rose-colored glasses.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Then it looks pretty cool.
Right,
But-
well, this map. So they went with Fnatic on the desk, and look, Fnatic, a lot of people were kind of ruling them out with that roster change.
Right.
I still think they've got possession of skill, and it was showing 2 kills and then a restart. But it's going to be going into it right away. I think they're still showing some skill in this season, but I think G2 on this map, after what we saw yesterday, if they're firing like they were, it's their game.
G2 for me on this one, but it's a good gauge. We don't really know what Fnatic are bringing to the table. Like you said, they're getting better every single time we see them, so hopefully it's going to be a competitive game. But this is G2's best map, I think that goes without saying now. They have had a poor run in Pro League so far, but yesterday it was getting a bit more promising. We go into this one's going to be the pistol for G2 on the T side. 4 sets of armor. Scream, of course, with his trademark Deagle. He seems to be going towards that B bomb site we saw it yesterday, Matt. He just walks in, 1 bullet, and that seems to be the opener he needs. But this time he's up against players like Dennis and Lekra, apparently. And there it is. First 2 shots coming for the CTs. RPK gets one back. Okay.
Lekra is finally hitting some shots in that B site. Yesterday, he had a slow first half on Dust2. I think he came out with about 4 kills total in that half. He was doing some good supporting, but now showing the skill that I am really hoping he can bring forward onto this Fnatic roster. He'll go straight onto an M4A1S as a result of the money achieved with 3 kills for him. So not bad. The rest of them, they'll go with the kind of second round standard buys. You get UMPs, you got from Austin, you got a scout in there on Twist.
Yeah, we saw yesterday that worked so well against, who's it? The Hellraisers they played at? Dust2, right? And it was a Scream that got 2 like 1 deeks. And this time he's got Scream, he's got Dennis and Lekra waiting for him. Not really the same effects, but they do manage to get a force buy into the second round here. Smiths, of course, will be on the more modest buy. He's got a P250. They'll be on towards shore, but Twist can sense something. As it's actually all 5 players walking up towards shore now. There's no defense for now. So the objective of this one, try and get the bomb down. That's pretty much the first step of the operation. So they've got 2 flashbangs to help them do it. Once it gets down, they can see whether it's actually possible to win the round.
Olaf falls away slightly with the UMP. Did he just really do that? Okay, no, he was trying to get it back around the corner. I thought he was throwing it toward quad and hit the sign, but he actually threw it intentionally so they could peek it long just to make sure they could secure the position. But body, he's going to get dropped eventually. Does try and do some decent damage. Manages to do some, but not enough, as they'll end up falling all the way through in the end. Bomb planted, though, so G2, reasonable result in the round. Cat seems to be the place to go for that default plant. You can push them back so much earlier when the AWP is not up.
Ever since we had the update, we can plant all those short boxes now. It's the go-to place. And you can see the Scream. Like, he knew he was going to die. He was planting inside the incendiary grenade. But he's just like, this bomb has to go down. This is the main objective of this round. And he died with it just after he planted the bomb. He did die. But they got the plan in, which means going to the next round, they will have a healthier buy going forward. So this is not great at pistols as we go to number 3. This is a chance for Fnatic to keep 5 players alive. You can see they've got 5 rifles now. And it's still an interesting debate as to who's going to be AWPing for this side.
I am, actually.
Yeah, they're going to draft you in.
I was playing on the EU Frag Shack servers today, and I went 17 and 72 with the AWP, so I'm ready.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty
I was AFK for like a
promising.
lot of it. It's fun.
But yeah, we said Twist is brought in. We speculated he would be the AWP considering his past, but it didn't seem to be the case. You know, it was Olaf picking up a lot of the time, and then Dennis was secondary AWP as well.
Yep.
It was a strange set of events, but as we say that, Olaf Meister has just lit up 3 players there, and they're going towards short once again. Trying to get that bomb down. Could happen as Smith's the last player remaining. Olaf jump shot to try and deny it.
Do it. Get the ace with the jump.
Why not?
Yes.
So Yanko was speculating this new jump shooting thing. I haven't.
Well, it's not new. It's just
someone's
discovered.
It's been unearthed. Okay, have you read into how that works?
Yeah, so you have to counter strafe in air, which means as you start your jump, you already have to be. So it's kind of a J-shaped jump.
Is that the thing Adren brought up first?
Yeah, I think there's Adren, and I think Godby may have been the one to find it. I think Alex Nair might be right on that speculation because Fugly made the tweet and tagged him in it. But basically, if you're strafing, jump while you're strafing. So you're kind of making a J off the gun. You counter strafe as soon as you lift in the air. It resets your aim, and you can shoot 100% accuracy.
Right, okay, I saw that Adren thing. But anyway, fast tactic from Scream here as he goes straight towards middle, actually completely knocks the head off all of my CD spawn. He's boosted as well. This will be a very fast round indeed. We do normally see these on the first round of Dust2. That's just completely brutal though. No one from the CT side picking up any sort of fight there. They weren't expecting such a fastly executed tactic. As the bomb planted, went in and Twist, who is on the orb, funnily enough. So something has changed in their approach, at least. But I don't think Fnatic were expecting that. All boosted in spawn, perfect for a mid-split, but he actually died before the smoke even went down. So Scream, he seems ready now, and they've gotten to his first gun round. So 5-on-2, be went in and Twist trying to save their weapons desperately here towards the A site.
Twitch chat, I'm curious, what's your favorite animal? Shox, he's mine. He's going to walk in toward long right now, try and find 2 remaining Fnatic players. No one peeking him directly. They are just trying to save this out, though, as we know, and he'll try. I'm surprised, actually, that they're not trying to go for a bit more of a pincer move here. Distract Twist, force maybe the second player over, and then let Shox through. But if they keep all 5 players alive first round, it's worth it. And they're not going to try and force too much out of Fnatic. Maybe even try and get them to force buy and fully invest into this again, which they can easily do, and therefore break them in the next.
Yeah, for sure. Fnatic do have enough for the secondary AWP as well. So Twist, like I said before, it was Olaf in the first time, the first showing of his Fnatic, but I think that was just a case of necessity. They were still trying to work out the new roles, how it was going to fit in all together. And it looks like this time Twist will be boosted up towards short, presumably to face into lower B from that boost. That's what normally would be coming in, and exactly what will. But Shox may have been spotted there. Twist spotting him out, but it's going to be another fast B play. The G2 boys do love going into this bomb site nice and quickly, but sometimes it's hit or miss. This time it looks very effective as you get the first kill and take down Necro.
Shot by Twist. I should have expected no less answer than that when I asked what your favorite animal was. Thanks, Twitch chat. You guys never cease to show me that you have no respect for the world. They asked you to stop bringing that up. 4 versus 4 bomb down Twist. He's why is that so funny to you?
It's just such a ridiculous concept, isn't it?
It's absolutely stupid.
But, anyway.
Jaden's mine. Flash in there, gonna try and go for this immediately with speed, with grace, but already shut down is Dennis at the doorway. RPK gets one, but, well, they're gonna say 1G. It wasn't. Twist through that Molotov on purpose, and Scream goes down, but Body's able to close it. So 2 straight rounds, this time down to 1 player remaining, but the efficiency of the last round combined with 2 wins in a row is gonna break Fnatic and easily bring out guns again on G2's side, and a chance with the guns brought out to really build it up this time. If they can keep 4 to 5 alive this round, then they're going to be in a good position.
You can see from the GT play style, this is very much a Shox approach. This is how he used to run in his old teams, and it's having those gut feelings and like having the confidence of running together, and actually he nailed the unexpected executions there. So just running straight in towards B, hit the kill in towards Lekra, and it's very difficult for them to recover Fnatic, as now it is Eco Shox. That Mac 10 though, he does suspect Dennis in there. The Pistol Master cannot do much more than a bit of damage. Should be a pretty clean round here, but looks things, Body finding kills all over the place. This will be 3-3 as Lekro is the last remaining player. PT50 outside B, and Shox trying to hunt him out here, but Shox is low, could go down.
Lekro is out with the pistol. Okay, 1 shot into Shox, fair enough, but hey, well, that's where Palm is. B, that's where he is going to be closer to when he dies. It's Scream that gets the shot into him. So they do keep 4 alive. Again, mentioned the efficiency. This will build it up and start to give G2 a chance to keep Fnatic limited. They're going to go immediately onto an AWP this time, but Twist has to go glass cannon to do so, which means they're going to be desperate in the next as well.
So yeah, no head armor, not a big deal. It's against full rifles here, but no kits, and definitely limited going into this one. You can see Smith's looking at some damage through the door there. Doesn't land anything just yet, but Twist, he'll be actually challenging towards the top and middle. Could get something out of this. You can see someone is considering facing towards the top of mid there. That's actually going to be Body. Doesn't get taken down, but the shot is fired off. 3 players towards B for Fnatic here. Potentially could go aggressive, considering they've committed this sort of firepower to the side of the map. It's a pretty standard affair from G2 at the moment. Nothing too fast, just firing off some warning shots towards middle. Actually, going to be making their way up towards short. So we know they've got some great executions. So Scream drops down towards the site, and especially when players like Twist haven't got any armor, it will drop. If we see one of these set pieces come in. They have 2 options here. They have the 2 smokes that segregates the AWP from the A site, or they have the ones that go towards long as well.
It's the is exactly it. I mean, we saw this last night a lot. It was the trend that continued in every Dust2 matchup that we did see last evening. 2 of them, obviously not 3. Shox holds the door. Yes, okay, another Twitch chat meme coming as I say that, but that is lovely stuff as it goes to 3 versus 3. That isolating smoke, though, Olaf's had it gone away from him. He can start to walk back in toward the site. He might catch Smiths off, who gets to the barrels. There's the headshot, gives the information over to RPK. He'll elevate himself up on top of the boxes, try and see above smoke toward ramp, but he still has to be careful about this. Good peek of the first one. Now the crossfire set. RPK gets 2. Venting gets caught, looking towards Shox, who now will take the fight into Twist, and well, there it is. RPK just exactly.
I'll get him. I'm coming.
Bayonet. Well then, G2, this is a pretty set strategy we've seen from them time and time again. The good thing about it is we talk about consistency in CSGO. Them doing that strategy a few times now does open the window to start doing some fakes of that. You can put those same smokes down. You don't have to overly commit. Then you can have screams dropping down towards spawn. Your teammates go towards middle. So there's definitely options to go with that kind of idea. But so far, so good. Since the gun round started, there's 4 rounds in a row for G2. It's another EK for Fnatic. And they don't really have much to play with here. CZ, some Deagles. Dennis has got some body armor, but you can see G2 facing towards long. Flashbang is pretty effective, but Wenton will drop to the AWP of Smiths. Long control gathered, and you can see the CTs have to push somewhere now. Lekr has actually made it all the way to T-spawn, so Twitch chat has lit up, Matt. You're correct. Hold the door.
That's there. I do really like that show. I don't like that shot from Shoxy, though. This is actually surprising. AWP, it's going to go down in T-spawn. That's recoverable. Lekr, that's taking the piss, isn't it? Just running through B when they've got no guns, just says, all right, we got to do something. I'm going to go all the way through, finds an AWP for his troubles, and guess what? He's got RPK as well. Lekr, I like this.
So the thing is, if G2 are going to go towards long, that's absolutely fine, but they have to commit pretty quickly. At that point, you've lost vision of the map. You haven't got anyone on B patrolling that area. Once you take long and no one's watching any place else, you need to be going up nice and quickly and sticking together. That's a problem. Otherwise, you're a full default, and you hold up, get that long control, then you can actually act from there. But this is a bit of a nightmare now. Lekr finding 2 kills, has the AWP in hand as well. It's up to Smiths to try and salvage something here. And he has got the bomb as well. If he dies, that's round over. I'm not saying this is impossible for G2 to win. You can see Poddy working up towards A long. If he had someone like Scream Alive or Shoxy, I might believe a little bit more. These two definitely on the headline act, though, of G2.
There's no question. There's no side stage right now. Poddy, he's going to try and make a show for everyone waiting for it to reset. He's got 1 shot on Olaf Meister. Lekr, though, still has this AWP to try and hold him off. He's got to get closer. 9 seconds. Fire's gone. Bomb plant coming in, but it's a safe default plant. And it's Poddy that's still waiting for the peak to come out from Dennis. He's going to go now, try and get him back, but it's the Molotov drawn out. Does he get the gun back in time? Just barely. The AK-47 finds the shot. Smiths takes down Lekr. AWP now in the hands of Twist, though. And he'll find Poddy retreating, but does he go on this? He's going to go for the AK instead. Try and act quickly. No body armor, no kit. Has to run this in. Has to find the shot on Smiths, who's jumped down. Gone low. Smoke out. That'll allow him to at least peek and finds the shot. Lovely stuff from Twist. And this all starts off Lekr.
Smiths feeling the pressure there. He knew he had a bad plan. Couldn't go towards short. Couldn't actually hold the bomb set with the AWP as well. He does drop down, finds an AK, but Twist very aware of the situation as well. It completely rails him with the drive-by shot. That's a massive round for Fnatic to pick up. That's all off the back of Lekr pushing into T-spawn as well. I have to say that is a blunder from G2. Either act very quickly if you're committing 5 players towards one side of the map, or be punished for it. And Lekr capitalized, got to himself towards T-spawn, finds that first kill, and it's the worst player to drop as well, the one with the AWP. Picks it up and punishes them. And actually end up losing that round as well. Came down to the 1 versus 1. They recovered from a 4-on-2, but still, it's going to hurt. Things have been tied up here, 4-4. And we have got gun run on either side. Twist back towards the open CT mid.
Twist is just waiting for that, isn't he? It's the slightest margin. Just walk in. I dare you. Do it. He won't. They're going to Xbox smoke instead. That'll take the vision away. Nade goes out. Doesn't quite reach far enough to do damage onto Poddy. Olaf and Twist, though. They're going to try and set a crossfire back over toward A. Poddy's going to go toward that position right now. That's actually interesting on that gun. I don't know if we can go back to that Rushly. Does it not look like the mouse, or not the mouse ports, is it the clue sticker that he's got, or the MLG sticker that he's got on? It makes it look like it has an eye on the end of the dragon on that Aquamarine. It's kind of interesting.
Missed it.
Just thought I'd let you know. But jump down strategy in place. Again, the smoke to isolate long. This is, I'm surprised it's become so common so quickly. Scream! What is that nonsense? Get out! That is just ridiculous. Headshot to Venton through smoke down toward long, and it's going to leave just Dennis and Lekro. I'm surprised it's taking this long, but suddenly all at once every team's doing that, because that seems like the most obvious counter to the AWP play toward Car.
Yeah, you can see how overwhelming it is. He's fully flashed. He's got no backup from his teammates as well. If he misses that first shot, he had an opportunity to do it. There's a split second. He didn't hit that first one, and Scream goes down, and that's when he will be punished for it as well. So it's just about Fnatic trying to keep players alive in this instance. Dennis and Lekro harding towards the B side, but they are being hunted as well. Scream, he fancies a slice of the action as he gets towards the B window, but Lekro should take him down as soon as he faces here. You can see Scream waiting for his teammates to arrive. That's the first kill. Dennis has been found out, and Lekro should be able to get both if it looks things. Yep, there it is. So he stays alive, and there is shots remaining in the long pit. But that G2 execution, it is very difficult to hold off. If you give them ground to actually get up towards shore and controlling all the middle area as well, it's very, I'm not sure what you can do to hold it off.
But the other thing I don't understand is how it literally was like the flick of a switch. Overnight, every single team's doing it. It's like it's been in play for years.
Yeah. I think when you can feel it coming, you either have to react on the map and you have to be pushing B, or you need to start playing short aggressively with the AWP and stuff like that.
I would love to see that meta again, because I think that's really exciting when you see a CT player take the risk of trying to peek short.
Yeah. Oh, the problem is that it's allowing them to fully execute that. There's no problem at all. Every smoke's down, every flashbang, everyone's in position. That's what you need to be denying. And it's just going to be a force buy from Fnatic after saving that one weapon. So they have got an open twist. Micro's got the AK-47, but 2 players on pistols. This is a tough round for them. G2 should be picking this one up, but we have seen some interesting decisions by them, considering huge advantages they had in that round of Lekro push T-spawn.
Flash around for Body, who again will lead the charge for G2. Olafmeister down below. He'll get a smoke out to cover them off. This will buy a little bit more time, but the Molotov coming in regardless. Try and disallow a rotation out from CT spawn, but as we know, Olaf's already there. There's no drop this time, just a straight wrap. This is going to give Olaf a chance to fire in. Not only that, Twist, AWP, still out toward Car. He's going to try and extend his angle. He gets one more against RPK. But now he'll have to fade away from A as he goes toward Pit. And I like this too. I like this little crossover position, catch them off, try and get toward that. They know he went right, they know he hugged the wall, but now he can get toward that Pit platform a little bit sooner. Lekro, meanwhile, late to come back up from the ramp, from CT, and Scream. Single tap takes away his head. Venton now coming from Catwalk. He's going to have to confront immediately against Shox. Does do so successfully, and the 8K flies straight into his hands. However, I think that's all they're going to get in this round, as they already fade away.
Yeah, they tried their best. They actually did some significant damage to the money of G2, but unfortunately for them, with no kits and no utility remaining, and 2-on-2 with the bomb ticking away as well, there's just no chance to actually capitalize and take advantage of the situation. Twister's finally killing T-Spawn, taking down Scream. It's just going to be Body remaining, but at this point, he probably wants to stay alive himself. The money is starting to swell for G2, but it's going to be Fnatic feeling the brunt of it. The problem is now, they have saved 2 weapons. It's 6-4. Do they force into this again? It hasn't been a successful force buy in the last round. So I guess they're just going to balance things out, get some upgraded pistols here, and try and do what they can with the AWP. So Twist, a lot of pressure to try and make that first pick happen. Looks like they're going to go towards mid here, flash over, try and see what's available.
Right, you want to know what the most... Oh, that's lovely, Shox. Takes Twist down. You want to know what the most triggering thing in the world is?
Go on.
When you're using a court setup keyboard in Germany that's set to Swedish typing mode, I don't know how to use anything. Either way. Body knows how to use an AK. That's one thing he does know how to use, as he shows that against Olafmeister. It's going to be Venton and Lekro. They've got guns again. I anticipate them trying to fade away and save, but still towards CT spawn. They've got one player waiting, and that's Shox. Not only that, Scream's going to wrap back around. Surprisingly, can't convert the spray all the way through, but does go back in and get Lekro. No AWP, no AK saved for the CT side.
Yeah, and now the money's still not fantastic. They are going to be buying into this one. There's no AWP available. 5 rifles, no kits as of yet. There actually won't be a single one purchased. So this is getting pretty dire now for Fnatic. I'd say this is the round you need to be pushing. You can't allow G2 to have that full execution onto the A side anymore. That needs to be shut down. Let's either start playing players towards shore or push towards B. Something has to change, as it's getting a bit of a nightmare. As we go into round number 12 here, maybe just a full-on B rush from G2. Thinking better of it, though. They did look like they wanted to commit to that, but I think once they got smoked out, they thought, okay, let's just recalculate here. And we'll be going back towards lower B. Twist will be waiting for them in CT spawn, though. No one towards long or short at the moment. This will probably be a B split.
Smith's slowly trying to find an opening over toward B, but that, well, obscured, obstructed, taken away. And there's going to be a smoke out inside of the tunnels. Actually, this guy raised a good point. This Villains guy in chat says that it's more triggering when Sadokist talks. I agree. That's probably up there on the list as well. As RPK at the spiral staircase going to try and find a little bit more pushback over toward B. I like the positioning right now as well from Dennis, because if they continue to put this many players in and don't go for the split, he won't be vulnerable from anyone walking out through mid. He's got that covered off as well from Lecro watching at the window. So they can bait Dennis into this right now, and they are going to go on it as well. They check it. Oh, that's the worst timing ever for Lecro. Dennis does the work himself. All he had to do was shoot a few bullets. They would have looked his direction, but Dennis gets 2 regardless. Bomb goes down just inside of the site, the lip of the stairs, and they have to commit to it. It's just a man to the good, but Lecro's still alive with 6 HP, and alive is all that matters in this case.
And the CTs have the bomb as well, so they can actually commit 3 players to this site, 1 watching towards middle, and these guys are trying to battle against G2 here. And it's going to be Lecro picking up the first kill. That's the AWPer as well. And just going to be Shox and Screaming remaining, but that's a problem. That's quite a scary prospect going into it. Shox coming from towards mid doors. The man advantage is for the CTs at this point. Okay.
Nice shot from Venton. This brings it down to just Shox remaining. Bomb still
8 seconds.
Inside the site. 8 seconds, has to die and does. Twist will get him down. He'll get the money.
Well, Dennis somehow getting 2 kills there. He saw the players jump out the tunnels and actually look for him as well, but unable to actually find him straight away. And Lecro, like I said, horrible timing for him, but ends up winning the round regardless. 7-5. You can see when G2 go for these much looser style approaches, that's when they do struggle. It's much more, well, I guess it's not as consistent as doing the defaults, getting the map control, doing that really strong execute they've got. It's when Shock is obviously called B-Rush, it gets slowed down, they get smoked out of position. That's when they get a bit more freestyle, and it's a bit more troublesome to try and get into these bomb sites. So Twist pushes up towards short this time, looking to lower B. But this is a solid default from G2 this time, not just be rushing in towards the B site or long. So I'd assume this would be an option to go to the A execute. I would speculate this would be the fake version though, when they do the same smokes, all the same flashbangs, Scream goes in by himself and they actually go towards mid. If they actually have the option to, but Twist looks like he gets his first kill, or will he? Smiths gets the better of him.
Flash down, Venton goes back in, body table to get just far enough away. Remember, flash duration is determined by crosshair placement to the point of impact, or I guess whenever it explodes, basically. So he gets beyond it, and the crosshair is far enough away that he's got the vision to find the kill. Not only that, his entering tonight has been pretty solid as he gets Olaf as well. He's been pretty sharp, Bobby, I think, this evening.
Well, the thing is, that's Fnatic trying to adjust their setup to what's going on right now. They actually played 2 players towards shore that time, and actually got completely punished for it as well. Twist, like I said, I thought he was going to get that kill on Smith. As soon as he went down, his remaining teammate was in a horrible position. They couldn't land the shots, and it's G2 actually in a great position here. It's a 4 versus 1. Make that a 4 versus 0. Lecro drops as well. 8-5, that's a full reset for the CTs here. And there's round number 14 as well. They have to eco this, or they could force buy and take a risk. I'd say probably take the eco and see what we can do the last round here. But G2, we've got a acceptable lead. It's not a massive at the moment. Fnatic definitely can afford to eco this round. They force bought it. Okay, so it's going to be Desert Eagle, CZs. We'll see where this pistol will work out for them. It's going to be Olaf Meister. He's been tagged through the door straight away, down to 20 HP. Let's see G2 struggle with this round earlier, but Smith does find the first kill towards Dennis. And now it's just a game of waiting for the next rotational mistake, potentially, from the CTs here.
Shox wants Venton. I had someone ask me diligently the other day why I say Venton. I was told that's correct, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always said Venton, I think.
We can, I'm going to say Venton. It makes me feel like I'm being sophisticated. Body. He's got a sophisticated AK. Once again, whenever I ramble on, he seems to find a kill with it. And again, it's Olaf Meister that inside of the site will go down just with the pistol. Round 14, and G2 doing everything right to make sure that they claim it, get their 9th on this T-side half of Dust2. And celebrate that, because then we've got cash, and cash.
We do. It's a cash extravaganza tonight. Twist, the last remaining player, saved an AK. I think there's any option here. For those things, now he's going to die. I thought he was trying to save the weapon. The CTs get $1,900 going to this one, so it's another force buy. This should be double figures for G2. A scout comes out on Dennis. The rest of his team is on pistols, of course. And this has been a pretty interesting half. G2 showing some very loose and freestyle gameplay, and with a mix as well of those set pieces, the executions that have been tremendous. I don't think anyone knows how to shut that down at the moment. Once they get in position and show you how to do it.
Okay, no, never mind. Lecro did get ticked up early. I thought the scout shot the other way. Look, anyway, don't mind me. I'm crazy. We're casting on 20 hertz monitors. I can't tell what motion's happening.
Lecro has been hit, though. You're right. It's gone down to 15. And there's a guy long retake coming in from G2 at the moment. Olaf Meister waiting on the other side of the smoke, though. He is partially flashed. And G2 could have a problem here. They go out through this middle area, but it's a really nice execution from them. Perfectly timing on the flashbangs. Wenton doing what he can with the 5-7. Gets a double, triple. That's enough to make it interesting, at least.
Yeah, Wenton does well. And Twist, he'll get Smith's back, but it's just Shocks left against these pistols. They've done very well. Fnatic, we know they can often pull these rounds back into their favor. We saw them do it the other night, in fact, to win on Keish. And here we go, 1 versus 1. Twist has grabbed an AK, and as they bought out as much as they could, he's also gone for armor. He still has decent utility as well to try and buy a little bit more time on this. 55 seconds, and he'll see the shadow. And suspicion confirmed, but it's never denied. It's Shocks to come back into him. That is lovely, considering the shadow's shown.
Yeah, I agree. That you talked about that the other night. That shadow is a massive tell as to what's coming on the corner.
I think that's the worst shadow in the whole game.
And it's Shocks, the master of the clutch situations, does come out on top there. And it's going to be 10-5 in the first half. G2, pretty dominating performances. Fnatic, they really got back into it with that eco win they had. Had they not got that, it could have been a lot worse for them as well. But still, early days. We are going to swap over, and we'll take a quick break before we do it. So do not go anywhere. We're going to be right back.
Why are we still on camera?
I don't know.
Well, we saw some interesting tells in the first half. G2 hitting their shots. We mentioned if they did that Dust2 could be their map. Not only that, they're showing good execution potential on the A site. With the smoke, the additional smoke now that we're seeing toward long. And it did overwhelm, as you said, Fnatic. You mentioned it. It's very clustered when that comes out, so they had to react, and even then they got caught off.
This is pretty par for the course over G2. The T side's not the problem. That's when they swap over to CT. That's when we see this, the cracks starting to show, you know? That's when things start to go wrong. They posted 11-4 versus Navi one of the first nights here and actually ended up losing the game on Dust2 on the CT side. So that definitely has potential to happen again here, especially against a team like Fnatic.
Yeah, no, absolutely so. And Fnatic's usually quite good at holding down angles and favoring trades. Now, we always say this, Fnatic is this, Fnatic is that. It's a new Fnatic. We got to keep that in mind. There's no question about it. It is a very different Fnatic in its structure and its firepower. But why is that flickering? It's triggering me. Oh, on cue.
It's a new feature.
They're messing with me. No, but I mean, as you say, the CT sides, G2, they just need to stay more passive, I think, in this case.
Well, this is the thing. The French CS as a whole has always been known for very aggressive CT sides. That's always what they've been very good at, like suppressing their teammates by being the offensive defense. And if that doesn't work, if players aren't hitting shots, like we saw in this rusty period since the holiday, maybe that's been the problem. But we'll see what they bring to the table here. CT sides on Dust2, especially on the pistol, you are known to be booting up towards shore. You're hunting for information here. Does not actually be going for that this time. Actually playing more of a passive game here. And Fnatic, they're the opposite. Full on long rush to kick things off. And it's going to be a lot of damage exchange, but no one dying just yet. But Smiths comes out on top. He gets the first kill. Retro answers back, and it's going to be Fnatic with the 2-man advantage.
2-man advantage indeed. Fnatic. Pistol rounds are normally their strong suit. Usually we label that on one man. Scream tries to aim for the shot up on the wall, the ledge, anticipating someone might be trying to get over top. Oh, slight crosshair misplacement on that one as he tries to get in. No audible noises. We can see it on the back too, but that's going to allow Scream still to get one shot. And I think, okay, no, it was picked up again. I thought he dropped the bomb temporarily, and I wasn't sure it was regrabbed, but Venton did so on the way over, re-peeking his Lekro. Keep in mind, his pistol round was very successful in the first half. He got 3 kills in the B site.
Oh, here we go then, 3 versus 2. Bomb has been planted for Fnatic, but the retake begins. Screams towards short. His teammates are coming in from long A as well. Flashbang is very effective indeed. And Shox, he finds the first headshot by Lekro. It's all up to him. He's not able to hold them off, and the bomb will be defused there. So we talk about these CT sides. Normally it starts off with them losing the pistol. This time they've actually managed to pick it up as well. So bomb planted, it surely means it's going to be a pretty simple affair going to the next round. I don't see Fnatic forcing into this one. If they get 3 kills, I think the option will be there to get 1 AK. I just don't see it happening. I think they'll take the AKs in the third. It'd be a little bit crazy for them to force into this one. Not too deep yet. So this will be PT50s, maybe a smoke or a flashbang. Try and push up towards short, similar fashion to GT did, planting that bomb down any way possible. It's still possible to win these rounds. It's not in the realm of impossibility. We'll see what happens. Twister's got a smoke. That would suggest to me maybe a long take on the corner or smoking towards CT spawn. See if we can work out where that's going.
Venton, and slowing it down, as per always. There is a body, who is body, over toward B, left side entrance, but he's reconsidering that position. And as he does that, they're going to scurry out of the bottom B tunnels anyway. Please keep bouncing, Smoke. I was hoping you were a bouncy ball, but it's not. Scream does it, the shot on Venton regardless through it. It's going to be Shox now waiting on the inside of the door, UMP in hand. Here's one jumping up, and he's just going to spray in and hope for the best. But, hoping for the best, as he retreats, Dennis hits the shot. It is going to be bombed down for Smits, but he's overextended in this. Stays out, seems to fancy the battle, and that's going to allow Body to flank through. And Smits, I have to say, did quite well to evaluate that, considering he was buying time for Body.
Yeah, it works out pretty nicely for him. You could probably sense it. There's going to be unarmored players there. The MP7 is going to be very effective. Goes close range, doesn't even allow them any sort of advantage onto the bomb site there. So it's going to be 12-5 here, but here come the AK-47s. 5 of them to be exact in the hands of Fnatic. They have got 1 smoke available. It's going to come down to raw firepower here. Not much in terms of utilities to work with, but Shox, he's adjusting nicely. There it is, the AWP kill. And look at this aggression, man. We talked about it with this French-style CS. They're going to be to the top and middle with the MP7s, and it's going to be RPK finding the first kill as well. This is a bloodbath. Wenton trying to get kills back in return, and he does actually manage to pick up 2. So 3 on 3, but it's just relentless here. Scream drops to the hands of Wenton as well. So it was an audacious round from G2. Actually opened things up with that first pick. You think that might have been enough, but they kept going with it. And it's going to be Wenton finding 3 kills. Body in the B tunnels now, making his way to lower B.
Twist all the way back. Oh, spots the shoulder. Body goes down. Nice shot. I have to say, it's my favorite position to play in deathmatch because no one can spawn behind you in the corners, and then I can just spawn camp everyone. So he probably plays some deathmatch and has that figured out with the crosshair placement. That's my theory. Shox, 1 versus 3. And G2, although they're not backs against the wall, it would be nice to keep the momentum rolling in this case. Fnatic, though, good chance to walk through. Flash over, allows 1 to cross. Bomb's not in position just yet, but watch the 3rd man in all of this. The late lurk down from middle. It's Venton that's trying to find the cross, and he's got it lined up. Shox just walks straight into it.
Fnatic do pick up that first gun round. It was a bit of an investment from Shox there. He had a weapon left over, but he wanted to see what he could do with the AWP. Actually gets the first kill as well. For me, that probably would have been enough, but went up towards middle, fully committed 3 players there and went in with the AK, just had the superior firepower now. Fnatic are in a decent position going forward. It is round number 4. There is money available for G2. Stacks of it. You can see Smith has the AWP, but Shox, he's just left on the 5-7. Looking at the setup for them as well. They will be just playing a standard towards long, but RPK, normally known to be so strong in the position, he'll be dropping with his teammate Smiths as well. It's all out of their hands. As we have 5 on 3, there's no reason for Fnatic to commit at this point. They've got tons of time on the board and actually great control of the map as well. Taking over long and having the man advantage is a very difficult situation for the CT to get out of.
Well, Micro, I didn't press my cough button there. I'm normally quite good at that. I'm sorry, everyone. Makes me sound more sophisticated when I clear my throat before I speak, because let's face it, I need help if I can get sophistication. It's going to be Body taking down Dennis, though. That's a good pushback through. So G2, this is one of the things I have to say on this map that they are quite good at, is taking back B tunnels of all places. and that's going to give them at least a chance in this. Shox is going to try and take advantage of the smokes deployed. That's a lovely shot on the way through. Great reactions as Venting gets caught against the wall. It's usually an unorthodox position to try and play.
No.
He might just do this too through the edge of the box. Venting goes down to, or excuse me, Body goes down to 20 HP, but Shox, he's looking for more, tags it up again, twist on 9, but gets caught this time by Olaf. And meanwhile, it's Body to come back up. Does get at least one shot, 20 HP for him, but Lekro finds it in return, and it is a 1 versus 2. But look at the HP. Behind the barrels, though, that's a problem. He's already thought he cleared it out, and Lekro's gonna get the shot instead.
That shot from Shox out of CT Spawn was disgusting. And it could have been even worse if he got the jump kill on the planter as well, but doesn't work out for him. It's going to be Fnatic with some room to breathe here. It will be an eco from G2, so they're managing to pick up the Mac 10 in the hands of Wenton. Just 4 AKs. They shouldn't really be dropping a player here. G2 not investing anything here, really. A couple of P250s, that's about it. Or just one of them, in fact, that's it. And a 5-7. Now let's see. It's fine. But yeah, straight towards B, by the looks of things. They can see there's no nades or smokes holding them in, so they are going to use some contact play here, but there are 2 CTs on the off angle here. This could be a little bit tricky, but it's fine. They take them both down.
Flash over, Shox is able to avoid that, but see if he can avoid losing this round, because I doubt it, as Olaf's going to find him walking back through the mid doors. Pretty straightforward kill. Fnatic looking like they're going to claim their 8th round. So, as you say, G2, T-side's not the issue. We'll see if they can start putting some rounds together and get them on the board in succession. Venton will close this one down. Guns to come up for G2 this time around. And, well, they're still limited. They can't go for the 8 WP. I thought they would have 47 or 48, 4750 plus, basically is what I'm saying on Body. They could drop one out, but they can't. They have to go with M4s.
Difficult round for them for sure. It's going to be 5 M4s, in fact. No kits, no incendiaries, a few smokes. And the good news is, I guess, there's no AWP in the hands of Fnatic. They're on 5 rifles as well. But you feel like G2, like you said, they're very good at gaining map control on the CT side. Let's see whether they're going to try and bring anything aggressive to the table here. Scream and Body towards the B tunnels. Very slow, methodical round for Fnatic here, though. You can see they're expecting the aggression. They want it. They're welcoming it. Holding in towards that area and seeing what will be presented towards them. Bomb still down all the way in T-spawn. And Shox and RBK with an interesting setup here towards long. That side of blue bin's not used that much these days. It's very prone to Molotovs. And smoke landers for Xbox here. Olaf Meister going in first. They've been given a lot of control of the map here. They don't have to worry about too much. No one towards short either, so they could do a full execute of their own if they wanted to, yeah.
They could indeed. You're absolutely right about it. They're going to try and get these 4 smokes into a position where they can utilize.
Is well, how do the CTs even hold this off? They have flashbangs, that's it. They have no incendiaries, they have nothing to stop the actual full execution of it.
It's going to be positional. Has to be positional. I mean, I almost think that the rifle could benefit in this. If you're going to isolate and segregate long, it doesn't put as much pressure on the AWP player to hit because he's got more bullets to work with. So if they play this right, it could work out. Smiths, well, I said positional. He walks back through the smoke. They're not ready for it. He's got 2 on that as well. Lovely stuff to shut down Fnatic, who are a little bit slow, I have to say, with this execution. But Dennis will take down Shox. Lekro's positioning could be key. Oh, missed shot on Body. Does follow it up. Now he's got the chance on Scream, and he will pull that off as well. So Lekro continuing to look strong. Gives Fnatic a man advantage with bomb down. Smiths, who started this with 2 quick kills, is now going to walk out late, but Lekro finds him pushing in from middle. Clears out CT, and RPK will fade away.
It will indeed. So, well, looked like a promising start to the execution there. G2, like you said, Smith's pushing for that smoke, had a good positioning, but he gets 2 kills, but unfortunately for him, the CT's just trying to rotate there, trying to retake the site with no grenades whatsoever, and no AWP. It was a very difficult task for him. As Lekro picks up 3 kills, holds them off for as long as possible. And it's going to be just RPK saving his weapon here. He's towards the long doors, looking for any exit kills, but none to be found. And the campaign begins. It's 4 rounds in a row for Fnatic now. G2, as we discussed many times before in Pro League so far, G2 CT sides have been lackluster. It's normally down to the money. They like a force buy. They love getting the double AWPs out, and then they just limit themselves when the game gets too close for them. We go into round number 7 here. They have taken an eco. Just RPK saved the weapons, so he'll actually position himself towards long. But it looks like another contact B play from Fnatic. Just walking to the site. You know they haven't got much to play with. Another lovely shot there from Lekro.
G2. Deagle's out. Scream going to try and fire through the doorway. Cannot. Just yet, at least. they jump across with one more. Dennis goes out the window to try and take the fight to them, allow the bomb to cross over. It buys a little bit of time, but not kills. He'll go back inside. And Dennis is going to get a nice shot repeat, but that's a little bit too far. A bridge too far, as you would say, although that, I think, means something different in its expression. As Twist comes back out and gets the kill. I can't keep up with you English people.
4-on-2. Looks like RPK won't be able to keep up with this round either. And he'll be falling back and holding towards long. I guess at this point, he just wants to save the weapon. The money is not great for them. There will be a maximum stage loss bonus next round, so the AWPs can come out. Definitely potential for 2 of them. But what's the adjustment here? Looks like Fnatic have got a lot of control of these gun rounds. And there's working defaults going up towards short. No presence there whatsoever. And it's the same sort of story we saw on TG's terrorist side here. It seems to be quite common for these teams to have, from Fnatic's execution as well, it was almost a mirror of the strategy G2 brought to the table as well. And it works very effectively. It seems like all of these teams don't know how to hold it off.
Well, Ops going to come out, 2 of which onto the G2 side, 1 of which onto the Fnatic side. Hands of Olaf, Meister. We talked about this again. And he's going to try. Oh, I thought he would fire in the second one. I don't know why he bothers that late, but why not? You miss every something. Smiths. Now, this is more aggressive. This is kind of... This could shut down the execution piece that we were talking about. This doesn't allow it to happen.
The answer to it. We did see Twist trying to do this, but he got completely railed. So...
railed.
The idea is you want to get 1 kill. You're not trying to win the round from that point. You're just trying to get 1 kill, shut down the execution potential, and from that point, you can actually win the round from your positioning and having that round advantage. But Shox, he'll be looking towards long for now. He'll be holding that area down. So this is definitely a more aggressive and defensive piece, I guess, in terms of they can fall back if they have to, but now Smith's just kind of playing with this. Does he want to stay? Does he want to actually try and get this first kill? Is it worth it? There it is. Now has to try and fall back. If he goes down, that's a problem. Dennis finds him. Still a 4-on-4, and that does favour the terrorists.
It does indeed favor the terrorists, but Body, again, this is what we talked about. They're so good at pushing back into these B tunnels. He's going to try and go. He's going to try and take charge on all of this. Scream's going to go with him as well. So they've got the 1-2 punch. They've got the trade potential to catch them off, and they're still on catwalk, still exposed, but Olaf is ready for this. He's already staring backwards with the AWP. And if they dare walk around that corner, could be a frightful day for them. Flash back toward long. Try and cover off anyone rotating in. That's potentially covers Carr as well, but Shox is not blinded up. He finds the first kill. RPK still on the platform. Lekro's got to do something large because they've suddenly lost the members. He's on 10 HP, but that's a great shot as he finds Screamy. And Olaf, he tries it. He tries to go for it desperately. That jump shot mechanic we talked about, but Lekro's going to close the round regardless.
G2, another advantage. They get that first pick and then actually get another one as well. But it's Fnatic that's grinding it out. Olaf Meister with the AWP, finding kills all over the place. Interesting enough, Lekro's got 26 kills. Possibly, I assume he's the youngest player on the server. I think that's correct. But still, one of the newest signings for Fnatic. And he's playing an absolute lights-out game here in the second half. It's going to be a... Is it a force buy? I guess it is, looking by the things that you can see. Body, he's only got a USP. What's that about? Surely someone could have given him a weapon. I think they actually could. I guess he dropped something over and he's just left with absolutely nothing. Surely, probably better to... Oh, there it is. He left the Famous in spawn. He forgot about it. It's all fine. Well then, 4 AKs, an AWP in the hands of Olaf Meister. Another default here for Fnatic. Scream has been hit down to 42 HP. That's from Twist in the upper tunnels. You can see they're trying to get that first pick once again. It's Smiths pushing off the tunnel, the short area. Will he be able to do anything with this time?
Yeah, Venton's going to surpass. Go below, but Olaf could still walk up.
He's got the AWP as well.
He's trying to get a shot toward middle beam, although that's spotted as they jump up. Xbox, Smith goes back out, finds the shot, spots Olaf coming around the corner. He'll fall back so that he's not taken down. Smoke will buy him a little bit of space. It's a poor smoke to completely blind out the angle, but it's just enough to give him an escape plan, and that's all he wants in this. Olaf, meanwhile, he wants to try and get through the mid doors. He's got to wait for the flames to extinguish. In turn, he'll throw his Molotov out into CT spawn. Go for anyone at the firebox. Body, though, is going to take advantage of that. And the FAMAS wins the duel. It's a 2-man advantage with the HP as well. They line up in the hallway. Dennis may get one back, but the crossfire from Body. It's only one. Twist is there. RPK through the door, but they're both facing again. That's going to allow Lekro the trade. and smoke out. He let it bloom, but Smiths fires into it regardless and catches him.
Finally, G2 are able to shut down one of these gun rounds here. It was actually 6 in a row for Fnatic, making this a very tight game indeed. Problem is now they have to reinvest into this round, and if it is going to be a loss for them, that could potentially mean a double EK going forward. They just don't have the room to play with right now. Reinvestments are happening as we speak. Body, once again, wait and see what he brings to the table. It's going to be a Famas. So still, a huge advantage for Fnatic here in terms of weaponry, but you can see there is a double orb setup still available for G2. Maybe Shocks and Smiths. Has Smiths gone towards short again? He's actually going to be repositioning back to long. Was that a shot? Oh, okay, so all of Meister got legs. Jumps just at the right moment after Shocks faces from the mid doors. So, at least that will stop the aggressiveness of Olof at the start.
Fnatic's going to spread across for a B split out of mid. Shock's waiting for this. Ooh. Dennis nearly becomes an adventurer like you who would have taken an op shot in the knee, but doesn't quite show all the way through. Shocks misses the shot when the smoke does arrive. Body's going to go out on this flash over, but doesn't blind him, Dennis. He gets the shot back into him. They did lose Venton in the process, but Scream dangles in the window. And he'll find one. Misthrown flash. Take it all the way in. I think it just barely did, but regardless, they've got to slow this off. They can concede the bomb plant in this. Yeah. It's not a big deal. They need the rounds, and it's going to be their 14th if they can succeed on this retake. 4 versus 2, you'd think they would. Molotov's going to push Olaf. Okay, back up on the box, but it still reaches, and it's just Lekro. This would be a hell of a 1 versus 4, especially where he's being pushed in by RPK right now. That's a good start. That's the one he needs. Second on window. Lekro's going for the taps. He's got 3 already, but Shocks just barely gets him through the corner of the wall. That would have been huge.
That would have been absolutely insane. He pulled that off as well. Definitely had the potential to as well. 3 kills in a 4 versus 1. One more bullet would have been enough, but fortunately for him, G2 working together. That's why they did wait until all the teammates had rotated over to try and stop that possibility happening. But you can't deny that was a sterling effort to actually make it happen. Here's the replay on the screen right now. This is actually kind of sick. That 3rd kill just not working on the timing there. Shocks had a rifle, could have been a different story. But it does do damage to the CT economy going forward. It's round number 11. G2 now in touching distance of taking the first map here. Second map will be Cash, and that will be the map for the rest of the night as well. So I'd like to see G2 pick it up. The CT side's having a massive problem. They seem to be finding some ground now. Still a lot of work to do, all things considered.
So ops on either side. Olaf again going to be the one T starting up for Fnatic. Benton gets out toward the cat position. Waits for a chance to enter through. Fnatic, they've done well in this second half, I have to say. On this T side, still G2 continuing to struggle to shut down. Quick attacks and quick approaches. It hasn't necessarily been all execution. It's just about getting trades in the way through for Fnatic in most cases. But now they just need 2 more rounds. Play smart, play discipline, stay focused. Bomb's heading over toward B despite the smoke going down toward the CT spawns. This is going to be a ruse. Potential drop and flank.
Just a couple of smokes used towards A for now, flashing over as well. Wenton's been left towards short, so the idea is if you can just find 1 kill before he goes down, try and get some rotations in as well, that'd be great. But Scream, he's aware as to what's going on, but it's not enough. The CT's trying to push out of the B side and challenge towards middle, but they're going to be shut down here by Fnatic. Great execution from them as well, isolating the remaining CTs who are still towards B. You can see Smiths and RPK are so far removed from the situation, smoked out, waiting for that player on short to actually show himself again. Wenton found a kill in the process, and it's going to be RPK to try and hold those long doors and protect Smith's AWP here.
Yeah, keep the AWP alive, because as mentioned, they just need 2 more rounds. They just need to keep it together.
That's why I love the idea of this AXQ, having so many different windows of opportunity for it. If you can do the smoke at the start of the round and then have one player showing so much presence and it keeps the CTs guessing, they're not really sure whether you're fully committing. And at the same time, everyone's bailing out towards mid. It's so good to actually stop the rotations and actually limit the CT players out towards B. Very nicely played from Fnatic. I think the money for G2 is going to be limited. There's been a lot of close rounds, especially with Lekro getting that 4 versus 1. He didn't win it, he killed 3 of them. A lot of reinvestments here. You can see exactly that. Look at the money for them. So I'd take a pause at this point and try, okay, we need to work out what's going on here. We've got an AWP, we've got an M4. Fnatic are going to get back into this game. It could force it, could try and see what's going on there. I think considering they have a buffer of 2 rounds, not worth it.
One of the 4 30-second timeouts, Henry?
Not yet. As far as I know. Is it
No,
coming
it's
yet?
not. They can't do it online.
Yeah,
It's too hard to enforce the coaching rule. Anyway, that's a misplay by Dennis. Goes back for more. And Smith's finally showing that French Rambo he's known for through the double doors on Dust. Hits the shot against him. So it's Twist that's going to lurk into be late and get caught by Scream on a Deagle of all things. AK picked up for Body, who is the one close to the mouth of the tunnel. Gives them 3 guns to go against the 3 players of Fnatic, plus the 2 Deagles still alive and well on G2 side. This is a good start, great start, in fact. Minute 20 left to work with for Fnatic, though, to try and get picks the other way.
I got Lekr in the pit, so... Ooh. How did he not die there?
I don't know, okay. Legged, I'm surprised. That must have, like...
Yeah, for at the top of the ramp, I guess.
Yeah, makes more sense, because there's no way. I really do like the look of that op. But...
Is that one of the new ones?
Probably, I don't know. I can't keep track anymore. But that's a big scope to take, because now they can start to work toward this A site.
Look at Shocks.
That's the big thing. He's sat here on Audible, and Lekr checks it off chance. No need to get caught off guard. Back down to a 3 versus 3. They've still got 2 rifles up on the G2 side. Venta coming in late from Catwalk could try and spoil the player on the site, RPK, who's got the M4A1S. He is looking this direction, though, on Cat. He doesn't want to face long yet. He's trying to let his teammates get in position from CT to catch the cross. He can just focus on this, and that is the right call. Good threat assessment, as he knows exactly what's going on from the Fnatic side. Now the last 2 players contained too long, but Lekr finding another shot again. It's traded out. Body finds it. Olaf, AWP, misses shot, tries to go to the AK, and Body's going to close the round as well.
That was the shot. If Olaf could have hit it, definitely has potential to pick that one up, but that's going to be G2 with just an AWP and an M4 as well. That first shot from Smiths. Was it Dennis? Did he have an AWP until T spawn? He said it was a misplay. I didn't catch it. Was he
just
crossing over?
And, well, no,
Right, okay.
he'd already shot at the 2 people crossing. I get repeaking, but like, there's a pretty good chance Smiths is going to be holding the safe angle. I don't think you go against it when you know Smiths is a player that's known for doing that.
Well, match point has been established for G2. The money's not great for Fnatic either. They have got this very similar situation as what we saw in the CT's last round. 1 rifle, 1 AWP, 3 pistols. Very limited with grenades as well. It's going to be a full default here. Olaf Meister with the AWP. Working himself in towards lower. Let's still just flash and try and face and see what his options are.
Lekr's on 33. Yeah, I actually am grinning ear to ear to see that, because this is what I expected from this player coming over. A lot of people discounted him, didn't really consider him to be one of the big names in the transfer. He showed massive potential at Malmo, and I actually expect him to be a consistent 20 to 23 frag player on this team.
Yeah, definitely an interesting addition to the CSGO scene.
It's funny how now that there's actually a viable structure and financial backing, that people are putting more effort into the game, you're seeing more talent show up. Disco Doblin, you've got Lekr, you got Magisk Boy, you know, Kierby, all kinds of young talent finally coming through the scene. Because for a while, that was the debate. Where's the next gen?
Well, they're coming. It's very interesting, this team especially. Olaf surely going to meet his demise here as Shox is just waiting on the other side of the door, but good refrag from Twist there. Still got some chances. They managed to recover a rifle. That actually boosts their chances significantly. Considering the situation, now Smith smoked out from CT spawn. It will be a B split as Lekr comes in from the B tunnels, and Wenton does find a kill as well. Just up to Body, trying to do something with this. Doing some work as he gets the bomb as well. And there's no one to actually get the refrag and pick it up. Lekr, does he only have a Glock? There it is, SCM4. And he actually nails the headshot as well. Lovely stuff.
Very lovely stuff indeed. But he goes on back to the pistol. Has to go for the reload. That's why bomb down beside him. But they get the trade. Twist shuffles out. AWP in hand. 1 versus 1. 10 seconds. He's not going to go for the plant. He's bypassed the bomb. He wants to catch Smiths off guard. He's just going to wait inside CT spawn. He now knows he's coming through. Pistol versus pistol. And the Tech-9 will win every time.
1 second to spare. You could see Smiths. He was trying to work out exactly what was going on there, but it was great play from Twist there. Very calm, very composed, knew what he had to do. As soon as he knew Smiths was stacking towards CT spawn, like he said, it's a decision, right? Just go plant the bomb, the safe play, make it a clutch, give myself the extra man, some would say, with the bomb down as well. But he tried to phase him out, and it certainly worked in his favor. Like I said, the Tech-9 has a lot more potential than the USP, and it's going to be 15-13 now, an eco for G2 as well. And money next round won't be great. They've had to do a full eco here, so couple of deagles, that's about it. They're only going to get $1,900 into the next round as well. So there won't actually be any AWPs available as well. If Fnatic can keep all 5 players alive here, they'll have such an advantage next round.
Absolutely.
This could be go overtime, and then bye-bye CT half for G2 once again.
Well, we might as well play as much Dust as possible, because then we've got cash, cash, and cash. Smokes out. 2 of them. Miscommunication. They've just wasted utility on this, Fnatic side. Because, as you say, this is an important round for them. Obviously, it means if they lose, game's over, but if they can win it efficiently, they could potentially force out the overtime as well. Venton looking for the crossover, pistols against them. It should be pretty straightforward, you'd think. And Venton waits for... Oh, miscommunications everywhere, isn't it? Just gets a shot in the back from Dennis. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. A smack up the backside. Go to your room, young man.
Bit of encouragement. That's why I do to you sometimes.
Definitely not. Wow, awkward. RPK, 1 HP, still hits a shot with the pistol. He's got 2 in this for suddenly G2, who has a round in hand. It's going to be Venton that gets the shot back on Smith. They still want to pursue this A-bomb site. There's 2 players on the platform, and Body hits Olaf Meister. They're still going in. Shocks with a deagle, but can't land it. Body's bought time by getting away. He's also picked up an AK-47 and Scream. He'll hear the bomb go down. Quick little jump, quick little peek, and he gets tagged over from the opposite side where Twist, I believe it was, yes, indeed, was waiting toward the ramp. So they get the bomb plant out of it. Body's waiting for the escape at long, though. Good spray, considering the aim punch came through on that. Down to 9 HP, 9 and 4, respectively, for the 2 G2 players remaining. And Venton, he goes, what? I would have thought all day he hits that, but Body switches to the AWP.
It was a fully care for G2. Silence USPs, finding kills. RPK with a P2000 along. Pretty interesting way to finish things off there. I thought that for sure was going to overtime, but they managed to pick up the final round of the first map here. It will be 16-13, and G2 finally close it out on the CT half.
And what a call from Body. Not only to hit the first shot on the A site, but then to rotate around Catwalk, catch them off at long, knowing that they're going to plant for long.
Yeah.
Because he's already at Catwalk. They're going to take the safest plant and the one with an AWP that they're most likely to win. So he rotates and catches them. That's brilliant. I actually really like that.
I said the AWP, they were both like 1 HP as well, the last remaining CTs. That's pretty much the only gun he could have got to actually secure the round.
Body had a sick game.
Nails it. Lekr had a sick game.
I was going to say that exactly. The 2 younger players, the less known players that have come into this Starlight. And we're going to send it over to the desk with my boy, my homeboy, Alex Machine Richardson.
Thank you very much. You are looking radiant in that yellow shirt. I was telling him earlier it's my favorite in the Sailor Kiss wardrobe. Also, there is something about Mary vibes coming from Matt with his hair, but all good in the hood. We do see G2 pick it up in the end, and a much-needed win for them, getting their 3rd win here in the ESL Pro League, of course, trying to steer clear of that 7th loss they could concede. I was in a similar vein to Henry there. He said it just there in the cast. I thought that was going into overtime. A full eco loss for Fnatic at the end of it. Yanko, G2 won a CT side, and they won it relatively well. I mean, what can we say about this one?
I mean, it was looking close towards the end.
Scary.
They won the second half pistol round as well. They were up 12-5, and then things suddenly started looking horrible for them. Fnatic managed to win 6 rounds in a row, I believe, but towards the end they managed to pull through. I mean, it is fitting that the first time they win a game on the CT side, they win it by winning a full-on eco with just pistols.
There were a couple of moments that were worth highlighting as well. Did you see that round with Twist and 6 seconds left? Has that presence of mind to just go hunting Smith.
Well,
very nice.
Twist and Lekr actually had really impressive performances individually for themselves. Not enough to close out the game, of course, but you're seeing them becoming more and more confident, having more and more of an impact throughout these games. And you're seeing that actual very much this talent coming through that's quite impressive to watch. Against a team like G2 on Dust2 is actually quite an achievement to be hitting already.
I think that was an important game for Lekr, actually. I think there's no doubt there's a whole lot of pressure on his shoulders, whether or not he's admitted it or not. He personally is probably under quite a lot of scrutiny right now, going from the Godsend roster to this, under the Fnatic organization with the world's best player at one time or another, of course, Mr. Olaf, and now he's gone and just dropped to 30. Like, that's going to be a very big start for him.
But also, what a better environment to learn in and to be able to unleash his potential. You have, a good in-game leader, be whoever it may be at the moment. You've got a good coach there. You've got the whole Fnatic crew behind you. You have incredibly talented players, good at what they do. You have, brilliant structure for them to really flourish. And I think that if you're going to see people like that starting to come through, this lineup does have a lot of potential that people are overlooking to some degree. Everyone thought maybe the Godsend guys got the better cut of the deal, but if these younger kind of players to the bigger picture start to show up as well, it'd be really interesting to see down the line.
Okay, so I've never done this before, but this is quite interesting. Just to put into perspective the difference between Lekr and Olaf Meister in terms of the amount he's played at a professional level. On statistics in HLTV, you know how it records total kills? 3,000 for Lekro of recorded kills he's picked up, and then you go to Mr. Olof, he's rocking 14k. Like, just to understand, these guys are playing on the same team, and Lekro's story is quite a fun one. I don't think we've actually highlighted it on this broadcast. Likely will be, it's news to some people. Yanko, can you explain how Lekro has just found himself into the Fnatic roster?
Yeah, I mean, he came over from Godsend in the most recent swap between the two teams, but he first came into Godsend. They picked him up because he was, as far as I know, he was doing pretty well in FPL.
Yeah.
So it was pretty much, you know, this up-and-coming player who is good individually. Pronox was making this new team with players who are hungry and dedicated that he enjoys playing with. So I guess he fit in that picture.
Yeah, I mean, it's this, the FPL, the rank S is just wherever it is, it just enables you to be noticed. You play with these players and they start seeing, they actually witness not only your stats, but they see your communication, they see how you play, how you interact with others, and it's just awesome to see him performing.
Well, the old Fnatic with their classic lineup would always go back to the fact that their communication was always better than anyone else's, and it always felt very natural to them as to how they played together. So again, those sort of abilities need to sink into the right place, and if they can get back to that sort of operating level, that'd be fantastic for them. Again, that takes time though. That takes, you know, rigorous hours of working together, playing together. Again, that almost second nature to your game style and just knowing how to work with each other as players. So it's interesting to watch them improve, and it is an improvement day by day, and they are a new roster. So even though they will come in with that heavyweight Fnatic tag behind them, it is still just waiting to see how much they progress here. And it did come close to going into overtime, and who knows what would have happened then.
And who knows what's going to happen on our next map. Cash is coming up next. You get a whole lot of Cash. 3 maps back-to-back of Cash. I mean, we're talking about the clash on Cash with a crash course from Yanko himself. We're back after the break to start that discussion.